So this week we're looking at chapter 13, Symmetry, part 1. So let's have a look. So we can see that we've got some traffic signs here. So we're looking at what are symmetrical shapes. So a symmetrical shape is a shape which can have a line placed through it and divide the shape equally into two or maybe even more parts. So let's have a look at these pictures then. Where could we maybe add lines? So in the traffic light sign, we can put a line straight down the middle. When we put this line straight down the middle, we can see that when we put this line down the middle, it means we're going to cut this in half. So now we've got this half. If we were to reflect it using a mirror, would it make the same image? So the left half and the right half of the shape, do they overlap perfectly or do they not overlap perfectly? So they overlap perfectly, meaning that this is a symmetrical shape. With the aeroplane, now we're not going to draw in the line vertically, we're going to draw it horizontally. So the upper half and lower half of the shape, do they overlap or do not overlap perfectly? They overlap perfectly, leaving us with just this part. We've got a do not enter sign. Now this is a little bit different because we can fold the sign along the blue dotted line. So we've got a left and right which overlap perfectly, but we can also draw a dotted line horizontally, giving us a top and bottom or upper and lower half which overlap perfectly. If we look at this sign, so it's a no parking sign, we can now see that we've got multiple different ways because we can draw one line down here. We can draw one line going down here, 2, 3, 4. So we would say this shape has 4 lines of symmetry. So fold each of the following signs and dotted line, and the two halves will overlap perfectly. So the hat, the fish, this telephone, the Wi-Fi. You can see that we can change whether it's vertically, horizontally, or diagonally, as long as the shape, when it's mirrored, will be overlap perfectly. So let's take a look. Cut out the shapes in Appendix 1. So that's when we go back to our textbooks. So if we fold a shape in half along a line and the two halves overlap perfectly, it is a symmetrical shape. Lines of symmetry then. So fold the shape below along the dotted line. The two halves will overlap or not overlap perfectly. So if we put this dotted line in between the heart, and we fold it over, we see that we get an overlap perfectly. But this is a symmetrical shape. It is a symmetrical shape along the dotted line of symmetry. So draw the lines of symmetry on each shape. So with this rabbit, we would be able to draw the line straight down the middle. For this shape, if we drew it down the middle, it wouldn't be symmetrical, but we could go horizontally. And for C, well, we could go down and we could also go across. So we could actually do both, but we couldn't go diagonally. So which shape has more than one line of symmetry? It's letter C, because it's got 2 lines which we can reflect it in. Draw the lines of symmetry on each shape below, then count and write the number of lines of symmetry. So we've got a triangle here. We can go once in the middle, twice, 3 times. A square we can have 4 times. And then this flower, we can count it up. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When we get back to this one we've already counted and all the rest we've counted. So we just stop at 5. So which of the following figures has the most lines of symmetry? So A, B, and C, they're all the same shape, but they have a different pattern in. Well, we can see that B would only have 1 line of symmetry going vertically, and C's got one going vertically and one horizontally. So A would have an infinite amount of symmetrical lines. Okay. And then the last one. So the figure below is symmetrical. Is it symmetrical? And which letter is it? A, B, C, or D? So find the shape it will be. That will be your challenge this week. We'll have some worksheets and an online quiz, and I hope to see you in the live lesson.